For today's video, I will going to share some thought about faults, distinguish what it is and classify the types of faults, as well as the importance of faults in engineering construction. So first, what is fault? Fault is a fracture or zone of fractures between two blocks of rocks. The blocks might move in relation to one another due to flows. This movement may happen suddenly, like an earthquake, or it may happen gradually, like creep. From a few millimeters to thousands of kilometers, faults can vary length. So let's proceed to classification of types of faults. Well, actually, there are three major types of faults, which are the normal faults, that is formed when rock above an inclined fracture plane sides over the rock on the opposite side of the fracture as is descent. Along divergent plate borders, such as beneath the ocean where new crust is emerging. Normal faults are frequently discovered. Second fault is the reverse fault, known as the convergent boundaries in plate tectonic, which is the block above the fault moves up relative to the block below the fault. This fault motion shortens as a result of compressional stresses. If the float plane's tip is minimal, a reverse fault is referred to a thrust fault. Moreover, landslide over the fault trace from the hanging wall's inability to maintain the overhang due to the fault displacement. Faults and compression features within the fractured hanging wall, and tilting compressional blocks are a sign of significant damage on reverse faults. So, third is strike-slip faults. It is when blocks have typically shifted horizontally over vertical or nearly vertical fractures. The slide style is referred to as right lateral if the block across from observer gazing across the faults move to the right, and left lateral if the move to the left. Some of example are the San Andreas Fault, the Dead Sea Transform, and the North Anatolian Fault in the Alpine Fault. So understanding the significance of flaws in engineering construction is crucial, due to the many risks and its repercussion that faults might have. In addition, one of the main significance of it is the engineers use faults primarily as a plane of weakness that affects the physical characteristic of rocks. Depending on what kind of fault it is, how it is set up, and where it is, it could cause movement and cause problems for civil engineers project with settlement, sliding, seepage, and earthquakes. So that's all, and thank you for watching. Bye guys.